Hi, I'm Dan. Welcome back to iAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you today because it doesn't make a bit of difference what interest rates are. If they go to 0%, you're still not going to be able to afford a house. And this has been proven. So please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. And today we have a sponsor, Delete Me, and I'll talk about them in a bit. But let's get into it, guys. Interest rates get cut by a quarter of a point and the president's upset. He wanted it cut much more aggressive. I don't think he could have been happy with anything. If they would have cut it 1%, I don't think he would have been happy. But with that, we are in a dark time right now because the affordability problem with real estate is still here, guys. A couple great articles below. The first one talks about how people don't realize how much houses have gone up in price since 2019. The average house in the United States is $430,000. Great, insane. Okay, because I'm sorry, but that's free compared to other places across the country. Now, what you've seen is that people want to go out and they want to purchase a house. Interest rates go down a quarter of a point and it means nothing. You still have mortgage rates at 6.35% right now. Now, what you have is you've got some markets, especially the Sun Belt, where prices have started to drop. The biggest problem is Florida. Florida, you've seen housing prices drop to where they have lost $138 billion in value. Now, somebody paid those prices and the houses went down in value. Now, since 2019, you could have a 2.7% fixed rate mortgage. And now it is, almost three times that. So the average person can't afford it. Affordability went through the roof because the average house, let's just say it went up $100,000. It still makes it so people can't afford it. The first article talks about how, we had student loan debt, we got in a car accident, we have, fire damage we had to deal with, and they just can't afford a house. Now, the problem with it is it's not going to be affordable because you hear $430,000. Guys, I'm telling you, if you can swing the payment and you can swing the insurance, this is the biggest problem with Florida is you can't get insurance. Insurance is basically doubled and tripled for most people if they can get insurance. And nothing is worse than having insurance and having it canceled. It's happening all the time right now. So there's that. Now, but the affordability problem is very real. Now, when you go to places like San Jose, California, you've got housing prices that are at $1.6 million. They basically have doubled since 2019. Okay, batter up to a $15,000 mortgage. I had a doctor, I went into the doctor's office in the last week, and they said, I went on Zillow, my house to somebody to buy my own home would be $18,000 a month. Who can afford that? And I'm like, I don't know. That's insane. And she was like, yeah, people just don't get how unaffordable things are. What you're going to have to see for it to be more affordable, and all the experts say the same thing, is you're going to have to see interest rates drop even more because more and more people are just sitting on the houses. They're renting them out. They're just staying because they cannot afford to buy anything new. Why? Do you want an $18,000 a month house payment? It's insanity. It's absolute insanity. Things happen in business. Things happen with your job. Things happen, a friend of mine called me and said, hey, guess what? I have a no travel contract. And they said, hey, listen, remember section 641? We need to talk to you about that. What's that? That's the no travel clause. You're going to start traveling once a quarter, which, he's going to be on the West Coast. He's going to go to San Jose and some other areas. But that's not, it's not. You want to keep a job, you want to pay your bills, you want to eat, you want to make the mortgage payment, you're going to travel a little bit. So they're going to do that more and more. But the affordability problem is not going to be helped by a quarter of a percent. It's not going to make a bit of difference. You've got areas like Texas that have dropped $38 billion worth of value in properties. Now, the one area in the Sun Belt, in Arizona, they've seen $1 billion in price decreases right now, $1 billion. Now, I have a relative that's looking in the Arizona area, and it is insanity what they're offering right now. you want to buy this home, we'll give you the golf course deal. We will throw in, there's a ton of golf courses there. We'll throw in, 2 years to the golf club. You can come play golf here. You won't have to, make a payment to us, all this stuff. But it is not going to make a bit of difference. 0% mortgages would not make your house more affordable. A quarter of a point is going to do absolutely nothing. It's just going to scare the crap out of everybody, because what's going to happen, if you look through history, and what I've told you in the past is the last 3 stock market crashes, and we're at an all-time high right now. Is it the bubble? Yes, it's the bubble. You're going to see a drop in the stock market. It's going to take off. It's going to happen. So let me know what you think so far. Let me know if this is going to make a big difference in your life. The thing that's crazy, guys, is I am blown away by the people in their 50s that have student loan debt for careers that they may, degrees they may or may have not gotten, careers that they thought were going to be a lot more profitable that weren't, or they just pissed the money away and spent it in places they shouldn't have, buying cars and things like that. But then you still have your student loan debt. You can negotiate this and make deals right now. Are they going to make it disappear from you? No, they're not. Is there going to be some housing, hey, we're going to make an affordability crisis? There's going to be incentives. There's always incentives out there. I have people that write me about the grants. Hey, I need grants to pay my bills. You can go to different, findhelp.org and different places like that will help you search to pay your bills and to help you. But if you think that they're going to help you buy a house for $1.6 million, it's not going to happen. There's going to be programs that will help you, and that's the extent of it. So it's raining out here today. It rained last night. It's raining this morning. So a lot more to cover on this. Let me know what you think about this. Are interest rates, is that going to be the thing that's going to make it a big deal? Let us all know what you think. Let's talk about our sponsor, Delete Me. Our personal information is constantly being collected and sold. These are called data brokers. There is a great company that has a service that will remove your personal information from the web and get you off these data brokers. It's called Delete Me. If you use the discount code iAllegedly, you can save 20% off of this service. I have used it for over a year now, and it is absolutely amazing. They compile a monthly report for me and tell me everything that they've eliminated from the web. It's fantastic. Think about this. Our names, our addresses, our email address, our phone numbers, our jobs, pictures of us, all this stuff can be eliminated with Delete Me. Take advantage of this today. It is absolutely an amazing service. It works so well, and I'm so happy that I've used this service. It really is great. Use the discount code below, the link, or use this QR code. Take a picture of it with your phone, and you can save 20% off the regular price. But think about this, guys. You get those spam phone calls. You get those emails from people and contacted from people that we've never given our information to. Protect yourself and get yourself off the web today. Use Delete Me. Sign up for it right away. Now, another day, another auto recall. This time it's Jeep. 164,000 Jeeps from 2020 to 2025 are being recalled. And this is for door trim that can come off and flap, make sounds, and can create hazards for other vehicles. Imagine getting sued. Your door trim flaps off your car and falls into the highway and somebody gets in an accident. They would sue everybody if that happened and they hit that. So Jeep thinks that this is a real problem, and they're recalling these vehicles right now to fix that. The next thing is, think about it. It is the middle of September, and we're talking about the holiday season right now. Will this be a good holiday season? Will it not? A buddy of mine said the average person right there, over 30, has 2 Halloween costumes. Really? Really? Okay. I don't have a Halloween costume, guys. Okay. You can invite me to parties. There's going to be more parties this year, which means the economy's better if people buy more than 1 Halloween costume. Okay. That's crazy. So with that, you're going to see more people spend money on the Halloween season. Fantastic. Do what you want to do with that. Now, the next thing is to travel for the holiday season. And I'm talking, after Halloween, talking Thanksgiving, I'm talking Christmas. Right now, they say that you're going to have a real problem getting flights, which are going to then make the flights more expensive. You've got Spirit Airlines that steps forward and they fired 270 pilots. 25% of their planes are not going to be scheduling, and you're going to have a major problem. What other airlines are going to do this? I'm telling you, if they could put you in a seat, and I was going to say a different way, but if they could have you sit down and charge you $500 more, the den of thieves that run airlines would do that. So let me know what you think about that. Next thing that's crazy is you've got Boar's Head. Remember Boar's Head, the meat company that had all the problem with listeria and all the different places that were dirty and disgusting? Well, the main culprit, the main area where they had problems, they're going to reopen up that plant. You first, guys. I have not eaten that meat and won't. So is it fine? Is it safe now? Who knows? They've been written up with multiple violations since then. And I did a story last month about how come they're not being written up for this? How come there's videos? Now, employees that don't want to get in trouble are filming this and the disgusting mess of how unclean and unsafe these areas are. So, great. Go and eat the boar's head, guys. Good luck with that. Yucca-do. We just got confirmation from the administration that there was no data leaked during the Doge stuff on Social Security. So I hope that that's true. I hope that people's personal information has not been leaked. It is awful, guys, when this happens. And you're seeing this more and more and more. Cracker Barrel, the CEO, and what's Kitten's name? That genius said that we're seeing an 8% drop in traffic since we announced our logo change and the change in the company. You know what? Brand loyalty is a big deal. To get brand loyalty is a huge deal. I'm telling you guys, a business should be able to survive on its existing clientele, and having these people be cheerleaders for the brand, whether it's a restaurant or you're a home improvement company or anything. You should be able to market from your existing customer database continually. Well, Cracker Barrel just pissed all over those people and did not, forget you guys. That's the end of that. So they're paying the price for this. Will, they recoup? Who knows? But the CEO thinks it's a real problem, and we underestimated this. We didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal because you're clueless and you hate us. You hate America. And so that's just Dan's opinion. So again, have you ever been to a Cracker Barrel? Okay, it's not health food, guys, by any means. It's comfort food. It's like I like to call it deep fried fatty goodness, And then you got the little candy store and all that stuff, and but they made a huge mistake with that, and now they're paying the price for it. The mortgage debacle is going to continue, guys. You're not going to see things under 6% for a very long time. Dave Ramsey said, what if interest rates are within half a point of where they were, a year from now? That's what he said in December. After the election, I think you're going to see this. So you got all these white birds out here, little sanctuary. You got all the photographers out here filming all these guys. It's kind of cool. So big problems. Governor Newsom wants to be dog catcher someday, and he is convinced that the only way to do that is not have $8 a gallon gas. He's trying to tell people that it's going to be okay to drill in certain areas of California. A complete turnaround from where he was just a few months ago. I am telling you this right now. If you have $8 a gallon gas, you will have thousands of businesses go out of business. You will have people that will be broke. You can sit there and say, oh, take public transportation. How do you get to work, guys? I'm 30 minutes from my house right now. You know, how do you do that? Okay. Take a bus here. Yeah, I can take 5 buses to go film my video and try to get it done this morning before the rain starts. It's insane, guys. It's insane. So they know there's a huge problem, you know, and it's happening. There's going to be a change with FICO scores this year. The buy now, pay later stuff that people just said, oh, I just do it every now and then. They're trying to do different things to report, you know, your credit. You're not going to have medical debt on your credit. You are going to have it. You're not. Well, the big thing now is the buy now, pay later. Anything in your credit, they're getting faster and faster and faster to put this on your credit score, and it's going to affect your credit score immediately right now. So if you want to buy something, if you want to move, you know, you have to be leery of this stuff right now because you're not going to get credit line increases. You're going to start to see banks, and I've done this story over the last 4 years a lot about how banks are going to start cutting credit lines, and that's going to happen now between now and Christmas. Your credit cards that you have for department stores, you have to use those right now. Go out there and use the credit card right now because they are changing people's credit scores, and they're taking, let's say you had a $2,000 limit at Nordstrom's, and they're just cutting it down to $500, not notifying people, just telling you, oh, you haven't used the card. We didn't think you were interested in it, and that's what they're doing. So that's happening more and more and more. But Governor Newsom's going to save the day, and he's going to go out and start drilling now. Dr. Marvin sent me a great story about Omari Burke, who's 22 years old and thought it would be great to go out and fleece seniors. And what he did was he called and said he represented people's banks. Like, hey, I'm with Wells Fargo Bank. Your account's been compromised. There's been a big withdrawal, and people fall for this, and they're usually elderly people, and Mr. Burke just got arrested for this. But one person he got $22,000 from. There's a place in hell for that kid. That's all I got to say. So terrible, 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 terrible. I'm telling you this right now, guys. The stuff is just getting worse right now. It's not getting better. You know, with banking, we're also seeing the average ATM usage away from your bank at almost $5, $4.87. It's gone up $1 in the last year to use an out-of-network bank. Final things. Don't forget we have the private channel, iAllegedly. We're dropping a ton of stuff there. We have almost 450 videos on that alone. And it's all uncensored. You go to iAllegedly.tv or use the link below. That's the best way to sign up for it. Final thing. Gray divorce. What's gray divorce? I had 3 people send me this. Gray divorce is old people getting divorced. I have a buddy of mine who is a really good guy, and his wife, we call her Nagy von Nagster. And I have a friend of mine who's a marriage and family counselor who said, do not give him a hard time about his marriage, Dan. You need to stop doing this. It's unfair that you do this. And then he met this guy and met her and said, wait a second. Says, this is insane. Okay. So he got it. So gray divorce is when old people go out and they get divorced. So you're seeing a rash of people going through a gray divorce right now. So remember, get grass is greener. I don't want to be with this nagster. She doesn't want to be a fat, chubby dude that sleeps all day. Everybody wants happiness. So I'm telling you, the thing about gray divorce is that most people haven't done the consequences of what their lifestyle is going to change. So you live in hell and stay with the dude, or you get a better life. You know what I mean? But gray divorce is on the rise. So, okay. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. If you want to get a hold of me, it's hello@iallegedly.com. And I will see you very soon.